mentioned it briefly. I'm going to hand it over to Patty, but essentially, as I stated before, I want you to really take this away. What you do today and over the next several years will translate to your ability to get security clearance down the road. Your ability to get security clearance, if that's the job that you're pursuing, translates to higher compensation opportunities. Patty, what's involved?
Well, how many of you think you might be going into the military or want to work for the government, federal or state?
There you go.
Then you will need at least a secret security clearance. And our company, like I said, we deal mostly with federal contracting. I've been a federal employee before I started the company I've been involved for 25 years. So I've seen a lot of young people come through in the military that fail to get their security clearances, and they have to take a lesser position within the Navy, Army, wherever, than they might like to, choose for their career path because they couldn't get that security clearance. One of the first things we do, whether we have to hire a person for a government position, our office staff obviously don't have to have a security clearance, but we're going to do a security background check on every one of our employees. So it starts now. It's depends on your age. They go back 10 years. So if you're 28, they're going to go back to your 18. If you're 25, they're going to go back to your 15. They need to know where you've lived, where you've worked, who your neighbors. They'll go talk to your neighbors. So you can't really hide things. You can't hide that you were a party person, and because your next door neighbor might say, "Oh my God, they partied all through college, and drinking, and the cops had to be called." And so people will talk. So you have to.
Yeah, my neighbor.
That doesn't make them bad people.
So you need to be aware of that as you're going through college. I'm not saying don't have a good time. Everybody needs to have that downtime, but keep in mind that DUIs is a kiss of death for a security clearance. You get a DUI anywhere over 18, 16 years of age and up, you don't qualify for a top secret. They don't want people that are that irresponsible to hold secrets for our government. You have to make sure that your finances are all in order. They will check your finances. So when you get to college and mom and dad give you that credit card, don't go crazy. Anything that's in your name is going to be checked to make sure that you are qualified for holding our government secrets. So
we got it too late for that.
So those types of things are really important. And it's also important to encourage your siblings. I mean, they check your siblings. They want to make sure that you don't take, say you're fresh out of college, you're going to take a government job, and you're going to, and you're 22. They're going to check your siblings to make sure that your brothers and sisters aren't totally messing things up where you might feel obligated to help them out. Even your parents. You might say, okay, Dad's been really messing up lately, and if I sell secrets, maybe I can get some money and help him. So they look at you, even though you might be squeaky clean as a whistle, they're going to look at your family and see if maybe, you might feel obligated to help them out.
So cut them loose, right?
Yes.
Either the brothers and sisters.
Either cut them loose or, encourage them. I mean, I know, I've held a high security clearance for 25 years, and my children got pretty tired of me saying to them, "You want to live here? You want to go to this school?" Because if I lose my job, if I lose my security clearance, I'll lose my job, and therefore it's going to affect the entire family. So my children grew up with that fire hose down them. So keep that in mind. You not just for a high security clearance, but for any job, people have to turn in, to their employers, drug tests, background checks, financials, for just to maintain a good job. If you're going to be in any kind of accounting position, working in a bank, those type of positions, they're going to check that stuff on you. So start now. Just make that a way of life for yourselves.
We have a question?
Yep. Yeah, more of a comment, I think, because the initial requirement, keeping those clean, it goes beyond that. Maintain your security clearance, because you have your 5-year periodic reinvestigation.
Oh, every year, 5 years, you get reinstated.
Go through the same.
So you got to maintain. You got to maintain that.
Maintain with standard.
Yep. Yep.
And don't think that, oh, I got my clearance, I'm done. You know, I don't have to worry about it. Every 5 years, if you hold a top secret, you're going to have to fill out the paperwork, and you'll be reinvestigated, where they're going to go knock on your neighbor's doors again. So if you've moved and think, okay, well, those guys don't know a party, you know, they're going to go back 10 years, you know, no matter where you move to, you can't get away from it. I just had to get my top secret reinstated, and they went and talked to people. I haven't lived in Pittsburgh in 27 years, and they went and talked to people in Pittsburgh. Because my girlfriend texted me, she goes, "Oh, right, see, you're still working for the government," you know, and you know, so just keep that in mind. You know, just that's the way it's going to be. If you maintain a secret clearance and you never want to go further than that, they still go back and check on you every 7 to 10 years. Confidential, even a confidential, it's every 10 years.
Just want to add one thing too. Everybody here have a Facebook account?
I'm just gonna.
Absolutely.
Facebook? You have Facebook? Okay.
They check.
Just want to let you know, be careful what you post on your Facebook forever, okay? Because they do check, and it don't have to be clearance, high clearance. It could be just a regular job you're looking for. But if you have pictures of association that people may not like, they may not tell you why you don't get the job. But trust me, there are reasons behind it. So you want to make sure that you don't have any kind of risque thing that will show up, you know, 5 years later on after you graduate from college or something like that.
That's a great point.
That's a very good point, because we had a candidate for a job that was a retired lieutenant commander out of the Navy. You would think, wow, you know, he's got really good experience, he's got an education. He had posted some really derogative things about Obama on his Facebook account. That's his commander-in-chief. When you're in the military, the president is your top boss. You can't, you know, if you had a job at McDonald's, would you put something on your Facebook saying, my boss Jason is a, yes, that stuff. You know, you wouldn't do that, because it would get back to Jason. Jason's going to fire you. You know, so you can't, you got to watch that too. It's a very, very good point, because you really have to watch that. LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, all those things. And you can say, I deleted that stuff. It's kept in history.
Those are great points, and I have two very, very quick, true stories. My nephew in Chicago has a Facebook account, and he was getting up there griping about his boss. His boss fired him. That's my nephew. And that happened just less than a month ago. The other story is a very good friend of mine is a mechanic, again, in the Chicago area. Excellent metal fabricator. He's built race cars, race boats, motorcycles, things of that nature. But he went for a job at Navistar in the Chicago area. Navistar was offering a position to design new trucks, not even being sold yet, designing new semi-tractors, etc. He thought it was the job of a lifetime. He was perfectly matched for it. They interviewed several candidates. They said, we're offering you the position pending drug and background checks, right? No problem on the drug check, because he doesn't do that. But what they got him for was a bad credit score, because along the way of doing all those things, he also bought bikes and cars and boats, and financially he got in trouble. So his credit score was so low that they came back and they took the offer back. They said, your credit score is too low, you're a financial risk, and he was crushed. So two very, very true stories. Okay. Enough on security clearance and background checks, and watch your Facebook accounts. I know I'm going to go up and change mine based on your Facebook. Okay, we're almost done.